And the city of Toledo is starting to plan for the future of trash and recycling collection services, and city leaders want to know what you think. Toledo City Council member Nick Homives is with us to go over the upcoming Talkin Trash community meetings. Hey, thanks for being here. That's a catchy one, isn't it?
Thank you so much. I was pretty proud of coming up with the title.
We're going to talk some trash, aren't we?
Everyone loves talking trash.
You know, and it has been on people's minds, and I know the timing of this was a coincidence, but we did have some trash issues with Republican strikes and whatever, but this is separate from that. This was, the contract was going to be ending here.
Yeah, absolutely. At the end of next year, the 10-year contract will end. And so we have to find out what we're going to do after that.
Yeah.
So we are getting ready to engage with various companies that can collect the trash. And we want to make sure that we're asking for all the things that our residents want.
So you're having a number of public input sessions. These are going to be on Mondays the rest of this month at various local library branches. So what kinds of decisions are on the table when it comes to this new contract?
That's a great question. I think what we're finding in the existing survey, and we would love to have more people fill out our survey, is that the daily operations of things are going very well. People like that they come and get their grade trash bin collected, their recycling, it's usually done on time. It's when we get into the bulk situations or the communication between them. So we really want to hear from our residents what could improve their current service, what they like, what they dislike, but also we've been building to kind of collect various other things. So we're doing some food waste collection these days. We want to learn more if people want some yard waste collection to be done. So there can be other things that we can collect and add to the contract. We just want to make sure that our residents want those things.
Yeah, and I think you might find that they do. Might be easier for them. So what kind of feedback are you asking? You know, do you just want people to show up and talk, or do you want them to have information with them?
Yeah, it's a great question. So I'll be kicking it off at each location and doing a little bit of here's our history, here's where we've been, here's how much we've been paying, those types of things, right? And then we're going to open it up to more of a group setting where folks will be able to engage with their neighbors and other folks who live in the city. And we have a guided sort of process for them with some questions that are pre-planned that will get us to also the answers that we need to know. What are the additional services that people might want? How frequently do they need services? Those types of things. So it's designed to hopefully get all of those pieces of information out of folks, and we'll be kind of convening at the end and going over it as a larger group.
And all of that, yeah. And I think everybody does want their voice to be heard and trash is a big thing. So you talked about this is going to be recycling, bulk, food waste, things like that. What are some of the bigger challenges you all are hearing right now? Yeah,
I think the biggest issue that we hear from most is just that the set outs that people have in their yards oftentimes aren't collected on time, and then it sits long enough that maybe other people add to it, and so it becomes a larger problem for the neighborhood, right? And the longer blight sits out, you don't want to look at that when you walk out of your house, right? None of us want to see that. So we really want to clean up our bulk collection. That's probably one of the major things that we'll be focusing on.
Yeah, and we hear those stories too, you know, and
folks I do
say
too,
this has been sitting out here for a while. So how will these decisions ultimately impact residents then? I mean, will this be a financial impact too for people, or what do we think?
Yeah, I mean, you know, the contract's up at the end of next year, as I mentioned, and then we're going to be looking to enter into probably another long-range contract. So we're looking at maybe 10 more years, right? And because of that, I think it's really important that we take time to really evaluate what our residents want, and also what they can afford and what we're going to be getting out of that service. So I'm really excited to hear from our residents. I really look forward to understanding more what their needs are. I think one of the things that we're learning, for instance, is that people don't use their bulk collection all that frequently. So is there a better way that we can be providing bulk service for folks? And I think that there probably is.
All right. So if folks can't make it, you had mentioned a survey, though. That is available for people to fill out if they can't make one of these sessions.
Yeah, if you just did a quick Google search, trash, Toledo, City of Toledo, you'd find it pretty quickly. We would love for folks to respond to that survey. We've had over 3,000 responses already, which is pretty shocking. I think the coincidental timing had something to do with
maybe
it.
it helped. I don't know. Maybe
But I
not.
gotta say, it's so good when we hear back from our residents
Yeah.
because, not a lot of people come to council meetings. Come to council meetings.
Sure.
We would love to hear from folks. I mean, it really does help shape the decisions that we're making. As we enter into this new negotiation phase, certainly people are going to be coming to us because they want a piece of that pie. And so the more people tell us that they want, the more we can fight for them to get those things.
Now is a good time. Yeah, so attend one of those input sessions, get online, fill out the survey. It's important. Trash pickup is important, so be part of that process. And will we start hearing about things here in the coming months then about what's next?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are going to be soliciting all this information from our residents. We will be sending out what's called a request for proposals to open it up. So any company that wants to maybe put their request in, they'll be submitting proposals to us. And we are going to use the feedback that we're getting from these sessions and from the survey to inform how we're going to develop that contract with whatever proposal we decide is best for Toledo.
All right, so have your opinion in there. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, I
today.
love talking trash.
Yeah. Let's keep it up.